Today we'll be discussing things to do this weekend. I want to make this a normal upload every Friday to help players out and what to farm. As prices change and events happen, it will be nerve-wracking to decide what to farm. This video will cover a few aspects. If you would like to see more or add more to it, let me know in the comments below, and help us get noticed more with a like and a bell push with all. This week we'll have a decrease and increase. Also remember, all prices are based on US mid and EU mid, not just one server. So let's get right into the video. First on the list is going to be Inscription. If you choose to go Inscription, I would go Tomes, then Haste, Crit, and Mastery, then Vert, Enchant. Tomes do not use Trank Ink, and unlike BFA, Tomes are actually very cheap to post on the auction house compared to what it was in BFA. The reason why Vert is last is due to its using Trank Inks. If you want to go that way, make sure to have Herbalism and farm in the mall for Trank pigments, because if you didn't know, Nightshade drops Trank Inks a lot more than any other herb there is right now, and it's very easy to go get Nightshade in the mall. Now the missives are going down dramatically, and I will say right now, I think that we're going to see this going down even more in a couple of weeks. I think we're going to be hitting at least a 700 to 800 mark for each of one of these. I don't see it going down to like 200 to 300 until way later in the expansion. And honestly, I see prices stabilizing in the coming weeks, but not to the point where we would hope. I think that a lot of things are going to go down as more spots come out and as more people will just, mass produce this. Honestly, I feel that Tomes most likely for the EU at least will probably be at 150 or so, and then maybe at the lowest 90. I feel that when the US is probably going to be a little bit higher because obviously prices are higher here for some reason. Anything can change. I mean, this is just me telling y'all, hey, these are the change prices. This is what's happening, and as you can see, this is a trend. And I hope that this video can help out every week to each one of y'all and show you that where this stuff is going. Now let's actually move into the next thing. As you can see, this is Herbalism, and the decrease is actually slowing a little bit down, just like I said last week. I feel this is going to be what it's going for a while, because you got to understand that if it keeps decreasing the same thing every week, then everything would be just worthless. Now, if you look at this, you can see that WIDOWBLOOM went down 21.21 and EU went 9.48. So it's not really a big difference for EU. US, yes, it did a big drop, but not as bad as we thought it would be. Honestly, I thought it would be from 111 to all the way down to 70 at least, but no, we're not there yet, and I hope that it doesn't get to there until at least 2 weeks from now, which I could see it being at that point in 2 weeks from now. As you see, Nightshade is getting to the point of, hey, we're at the 79 and it was 93. This is expected because I'm telling you right now, the more people can have, mall farms and the more people can get in there and get all the Nightshade you want, it's going to go down. This is just something I've told you in the past, and I told you that it will be in the future. That video will be in the description. It's something that you need to realize is that once a farm is known, and yes, I know that people say, it's your fault because you're a YouTuber and you're showing everything. No, well, no, it's not, because eventually someone is going to find it and is going to show it, or just going to, say, hey guys, let's go do this. And there's going to be so many people doing it, and even if they didn't show a video, it's going to happen, right? So it's up to you to get to those spots and get these stuff done. So I would suggest you get that Nightshade still going because it's still good right now. And honestly, like I said before in the first one, you could get a lot of Trank pigments. It's just something that I think that will go down in time because people are going to be doing it. And as it's showing right now, it is. So with everything else, is as expected, is going down, a little bit change, 2, 4, 4.5 and so forth. Now with that, guys, let me know in the comments below, are you going to do Herbalism still? I honestly still think Herbalism is really good right at the moment. It's not the best in the world, but it's something that you can just look at and say, I can still make some gold off. So let's move into the ore type of things and see how they're doing compared to Herbalism. On the ore side, we still see it doing amazing. Remember, you get a lot more ore per hour than you do Herbalism. Now, a lithium ore can be mined in the mall just with the farm that I was talking about in Herbalism. It will be linked in the description. With a lithium ore still being pretty high at 149.80 US this week and 148.51 EU this week, I suggest you do Herbalism and ore automatically. This is something that could get you a lot of gold per hour too as well. Now, I do want to say right now that this will decrease just like anything else in the coming weeks. Now, as much, I hope not, because it looks like we're stabilizing with this. I'm looking at probably 2 to 3 weeks from now, we'll probably be at 120, 100 for the EU and the US, because it looks like their prices are stabilizing together. As for the other ore, yes, in eventually due time, I expect these to be anywhere from 8 to 15 gold each. That's just because we've seen this in BFA and other expansions. Now, for now, I think in the next 2 weeks or so, we're going to look at it probably at 30 to 20 for at least US when it comes to, certain ores, and other ores for EU would probably be a little less because, like I said, EU is always going lower than US when it comes to drops. Now let me know if you're going to pair up with Herbalism for this or just take ore and something else. I would like to know to see what you're going to be doing this weekend. So let's move on to the next thing. Next on the list is going to be skinning. And skinning has been really good to us this whole expansion. Now I am hearing something about a nerf to skinning and so forth. I mean, that could be right, but I've been gone for about a week, so I don't know for sure. And I don't want to take anybody's word for it until I actually go in and do a whole farm and see if that's true. I will let y'all know exactly if it is or not, because I honestly like to do stuff myself and, you know, find out if it is. Now, I will say right now that Heavy Callus is still doing good at 1,229.99 for US and 1,369.02 EU. This is a 403.37 gold down from US and a 303.63 down from EU. This is not a major thing, but I will say that if there is a nerf, this might be a big thing to a lot of people. But like I said, I'm going to try out a farm and see if there is a nerf. Now, with Callus Hide, I will say that there wasn't a big decrease, but you can see it happening. 159.60 in the US last week, now is 119.87 gold this week. That is a 39.73 gold decrease, but Callus Hide always sells, even sells faster than Heavy Callus Hide. But like I said, if there is a nerf, you'll find out in the coming week or so. And I will say too as well that it really won't affect the prices. Yes, it will affect you per hour depending on the spots, but there's always going to be more spots so you can get more Callus Hide and Heavy Callus. Let's move to the last thing we're going to be talking about, and that's going to be tailoring. Last on our list is going to be tailoring, and I will say right now that there was a big change when it went to lightless silk. There's a 32.74 gold decrease for US and a 28.41 gold decrease for EU. This is kind of bad when it comes to tailoring, and you're probably like, well, it's not that much. Well, according to tailoring, there's not that much stuff to do, and lightless silk was going for it, and now the decrease, and it keeps coming down and decrease, it's just going to make it worthless, and why would you go tailoring? Now, shrouded cloth is always used for crafting. I suggest you buy the thread from Capital City for a discount, and still make bracers where you can make a little profit, but not as much as you would hope to. Now, as always, prices will differ from each server for auction house. It is up to you to find which material you want to farm or make. I have gave you a base to start with. Just a PSA for all my viewers. I have been sick this past week, as y'all know. I am better now, but it still lingers with me. We will get back into full upload times coming week. Thank you for the support y'all been giving me. But with that, I want to say thank you so much to my patrons for going the extra mile. Remember, supporting this way helps me a lot. If you like my content, please hit that like button, subscribe, and as always, stay stashy.